Good afternoon, guys. Let me take my hand off the mic there. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is 5:30ish in the afternoon. I am doggone exhausted, but we're still here at the shop. I just finished working on a car probably like an hour ago. I've been buttoning things up, cleaning tools, what have you. So yeah, let's get into this BMW. The last video, if you don't watch that, we installed some headers that Speedlab had sent us, and we modified them to accept V-bands and added some flex pipes for flexibility. Today, well, into tomorrow, maybe into the next day, depending on how long this all takes, we're going to be building a nice stainless steel exhaust for my BMW E36. Let's get started. Oh boy, so I do apologize for the fan noise. I am in Arizona, it is midsummer, it's like 108 out, and it is death. No, it's not air conditioned in here, so don't even mention that. But I do have my Zosh MFG shorts on right now because, friends help friends. It's what we do. So here's my E36. If you haven't been keeping up with the videos, headers were chopped. This is the bottom half of stock headers. I needed something so it didn't blow up the car with the heat on the fuel filter. So I made these side exit pipes, made them look all neat. So now let's build us a stainless steel exhaust. This is where we left off in the last video. So we got the headers all modified, we got the flex pipes and the V-bands on, so we are good to start building out from here. I do want to use that under tray heat shielding over there, so I'm going to try and install that really quick. I don't remember entirely how it goes up, but somewhere, under the car. So I'm going to get that posted up really quick, and we will proceed forward. All right, I got the heat shield on. Thankfully, it was just a couple screws, so I'm going to just go ahead and get started. We can see the general path here, so we got to bring these over and swoop them over, swoop them back, and then we shoot straight down the tunnel here, and then we angle over this way out towards the diff. Now in this case, what I'm working with is I'm doing a dual 2 1/4 inch pipe, because that's, I think, slightly bigger than factory, or right around the factory size, because the factory exhaust constantly is changing from 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 to 2 1/4 to 2 1/2. So I'm just doing true 2 1/4 all the way through. And I don't have any mufflers right now. That wasn't in the budget, so I will test with these. These are, twin resonator type glass packs, quite big, quite dense, so I'm thinking these are going to do a pretty good job. So I'm going to try that. It's all nice, pretty stainless steel, so we're going to make it look good. But in the event that this is too loud, I do have some spare Civic Type R resonators shoved in one of these bins, so I may at the tip make a Y pipe out of here, out of the exhaust, and then we'll do like a Y somewhere around here, and then shoot it into the 2 1/2 inch Civic Type R resonator. Again, that's only if that's too loud. So let's just get cracking. It's nothing crazy. It's just going to be like some straight, maybe a 90 or a 45, something like that. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll show you guys as we go along here. Well, we're starting to get somewhere. I got the one pipe built up to the differential, got it hung. There's a hole just like this one, just right there. I put a Rivnut in it and bent the hanger, the rod, so we got plenty of contact. So shouldn't have any issues with that hanger breaking. I'm gonna call it a night here though. I did trim up just this other piece. I got a piece that fell on the floor over there to extend out to then use that 45 right there. And then that's gonna match this bend. I'm just gonna tack those up really quick and, call it in for the night, dude. I'm so tired. It's, a little after 7 right now. But yeah, we're looking pretty good, and we can definitely fit both resonators right here. So I don't think I should have to worry about any sort of weird sound issues with like wub, 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 if that's even a case. But, if I can fit them both, I'm gonna do that side by side, just because it also, looks nice. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna tack these things up, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. It is way too dang hot, dude. I'm sitting in the AC in my car and I'm still dying in here. Well, I got the window open because I'm trying to order some food, but I'm on my way to the shop right now. Sorry, in the dark. I'm on my way to the shop right now, and I'm just now looking forward to dying in the heat to finish this exhaust. We made pretty good progress last night, yesterday evening, so let's get to the shop and let's I guess review it and keep working. Alright, so picking up from where we left off yesterday, last clip was me kind of showing you guys, that what we have built up so far. So I don't know if I added this piece on last night on video or not, but added this piece and a little pie cut right there. That way that will kick it, you know, out this way, because it's just a tight fit here. This is suspension at full droop, and it's only going to get higher because whenever I put coilovers on, it won't, you know, drag so much. So I wanted to make sure there's clearance. So now this one has to shoot basically straight back over here and then kind of kick over slightly. But yeah, that's really, I mean, this is one of those things where you kind of just, I got to keep pinching away at it. There's not a whole lot I can really show you for that. But the other thing I picked up on the way over here was a valve cover gasket set, because this one on the car, like I mentioned, is just peeing all over the place, apparently, in the back corner by cylinder 6. Yeah, every time, the last couple times I drove the car on the parking lot and stuff, there was just tons of oil coming down, like this thing was getting drenched, and then there was some staining on the header, and then this part of the transmission is always wet, and you can see when you shine a light up there, it's just glistening. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna keep cracking at this thing, and yeah, I'm excited to hear this thing. So once it's, you know, more progress has been made, I'll fill you guys in and then knock this thing out and change a coil pack, because I believe I have a dead one, and then we can take this thing for a drive later this afternoon. I didn't even realize how far along it was until I just tacked up the last piece and the V-band on it. I'm gonna go ahead and weld it out where it's at now that we've got both V-bands. You know, the whole section is built up to this point, and it's gonna be best if I weld it all out now, because I do plan on attaching the pipes in some manner to make it, you know, more solid, because the one is, you know, mounted fully and it's not moving, but this this more left side one is moving a little bit. So I just want to weld these out, that way I can attach them and then just focus on the tail section. So I'm going to pull these off, and we'll just time lapse me TIG welding it up. Got it all welded out. I had to attach the two sides right here, because the way normally I position my V-bands a little bit more carefully in terms of which side is which, because I use the ones that are machined with like a male-female flange, and I just happened to set them all up the same way, so I didn't have any extra ones for this end to butt it up to, you know, clamp it to keep it cool and in shape. So I ended up having to make this giant long section, and I had to like rest the clamp up here just so I could get it ground. But you know, it's all welded out. I just finished this joint, so I'm gonna go inside, cool off while this cools off, and then I can come back up. I can hang this all up, and then I'm probably gonna fire it up to hear how it sounds with just these resonators, and that's gonna give me a really good idea of what it's gonna be like without them coming to the tip, if it's gonna be too loud, or if I'm gonna need to add, you know, one of those Civic Type R resonators that I have as a muffler. Because if I need to, now is going to be the time to do it, because I'm going to have, you know, I'm not going to end up making the straight pipes, welding those out, and then firing it up to find out, oh, it's too loud. Okay, I got it all bolted up. Just ran into a slight issue where I don't have a hanger on the one side, on the second side. So I was gonna tie it in with just like tabs that you bolt together, but I don't think that's gonna support the weight, because there has to be another actual hanger, and then I can tie them together so they're not flopping side to side. So in the meantime, that's what I'm doing right now, is I got this set up on my rod bending tool. I'm just bending a hanger really quick. And I don't have the factory O-ring style hangers, so I'm just using this style, you know, the bolt up style. It's usually my go-to anyway. But yeah, I just gotta bend this up a little bit more. Just like that. So we're looking right about a 90. I'm gonna double check that really quick, and if that's good, then I'll weld it up, and then I can lower the car enough to where I can fire it up and hear what it sounds like. Got the hanger on here. You can see it still sags a little bit lower, so I still have some slop just because of the way the hanger is. There was really nowhere else for me to put it, but now once this is all ready to go together, then I can add a piece of metal going across like a factory BMW one where you can bolt the tabs together, and that'll raise it up just a little bit, just like that. So this is good enough for me to test it though, so let's fire it up, see if she's too loud or not. Alright, well, it idled like crap for some reason right now. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it's something to do with the EGR being deleted. And whatever, I'll figure that out. But yeah, I just gave it a blip off camera because the camera stopped recording, and it still very loud. So we're gonna do the Civic Type R, you know, resonator muffler thing, and I'm probably gonna have to come back and revisit it and do something else because I think it's just gonna be loud. But yeah, I wish I could put an X pipe in here. I don't have enough material to make one right now, so I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna figure something out. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get one of these resonators hooked back up. Maybe even both if I have the space for it, honestly. And we'll see what happens. So I added this as like a, you know, attachment point. I had to beef up the one so because it was kind of sagging a little bit from the weight, but it's all good now. It's nice and solid, you know, not flexing and falling all over the place. But now this is what I've come up with. So I only have the room for the one resonator, so I'm using it as like a muffler, like you can see up here. But the issue is now I got to figure out how to merge these. So thankfully everything else is welded up to this point, but this is the last bit. So, you know, I'll have the couple joints right here, and then I'll have to add some hangers. But yeah, I got to figure out how to merge from here to up here. Now essentially it's going to be just like notching a pipe. It's just you got to be a little bit more precise with it. There's less room for error, especially with TIG welding, so I don't have a template for this. I'm just gonna have to try and figure it out and eyeball it. But it's already quite late in the day. It's like 5 o'clock. The camera won't focus. It's already 5 o'clock almost, so I'm just trying to get this thing done because I got a Evo getting dropped off tomorrow, so I'd like to be able to have this thing, you know, out of the way. It took way longer than I anticipated. Well, I can't say that. It definitely took about as long as I thought it would, because I'm not very good, like I said, at hand notching stuff, and let alone eyeballing exhaust pipes, stuff like that. So now that is all welded up. The only thing left to weld in this section is this V-band joint, and all that is left to do is attach from here to here. Just gonna make that, and we're done. All right, after much longer than I would like to admit, and a learning curve on this merge here, so I kind of figured things would happen, but it warped a little bit. So these V-bands, one of them is probably, if not both, gonna leak a little bit. And then this bolt hole shifted because that attaches the, you know, the two pipes. So whatever, learning curve. Let's fire it up, see how bad it is. It's probably gonna run like ass because there's a misfire. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the EGR. Maybe it's a coil pack finally shit the bed. Thankfully I got a handful of them in the back seat. But let's at least try and get some sound. Well, it does have a little bit of a tinny sound to it, but I mean, we'll see how it is under load. I'll probably throw you guys up on, I'll just film it with my phone. I'll take a quick trip around the block really quick, and oh no, it's definitely better than it was before, because without that last muffler resonator piece, it was very clappy. But honestly, I think I'm gonna run this for now and then upgrade to a Vibrant, because the Vibrant just always makes everything sound very good. So let's spin around and see how she sounds. All right, here we go. Yeah, that is actually quite nice. I mean, it's a little quieter than I anticipated, to be honest, but it's really not bad overall. This thing's pretty torquey though. Not bad. All right, it sounds way better than I anticipated. If anything, a little bit quieter than I would like. So we're gonna leave it alone for a little bit though. We're just gonna enjoy it, start driving the car. You know, tomorrow I gotta throw a valve cover gasket in, but we got an Evo coming tomorrow, a buddy of mine. So, you know, we'll pick it up in the next video. Oh, but this thing, it does whip some decent donuts for being an open diff. Makes me even more excited to get some bushings on there and weld the diff, because a little sketchy sliding that thing around, but fantastic. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Well, the last 2 days. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. And anyways, guys, much love. Forget about the rest. See you in the next one. Peace out.